This is an NBC News special report.
And breaking news tonight, the deadly siege on Congress.
Trump allies in an attempt to overturn the 2020 presidential election results.
Trump, we're still taking metal and hand-thrown chemical-grade fireworks.
The insurrection at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, was a moment that will be scarred in history around the world. It tested the fragility of the American democracy and exposed the gaping divide in our political system, nearly breaking the faith of the American people. At the beck and call of former President Donald Trump, thousands of far-right political and militia groups broke through Capitol police lines, making a statement that our democracy had failed them. They believed the election was rigged and that President Trump was the rightful president-elect of the 2020 election. But how did they reach this conclusion? How did the Republican Party turn from traditional conservatism to populism bordering on fascism? Strife between political parties has been embedded in America since the Founding Fathers. In his farewell address, Washington advised the American people to lead their nation in a cohesive unit, united together. Washington warned of the two greatest dangers to American prosperity: political parties and foreign wars. Although the election of 1800 was bitterly contested between Jefferson and Adams, Adams admitted defeat and peacefully transitioned power. This tradition has continued and is a key feature of American democracy. Even in contested elections since, where electoral winners lost the popular vote, candidates like Al Gore admitted defeat for the good of the nation. But to many now, Donald Trump, the man, is more important than the idea of democracy. Thus, when Trump rejected the election results, claiming fraud with fabricated evidence, the seeds to January 6th sprouted into a full-fledged coup d'etat. According to a survey conducted on the day of the insurrection, 68% of Republicans considered these actions to not be a threat to democracy, compared to 32% of Democrats and 55% of independents. Nationally renowned political analyst David Frum, senior editor of The Atlantic, former speechwriter for President Bush, news correspondent on MSNBC, and author, expands on this.
Donald Trump offered a solution to a problem. The problem was that from 1992 until Donald Trump, the Republican Party had won a majority of the vote in a presidential election only one time, in 2004. They lost in 1992, they lost in 1996. They won the presidency in 2000, but with less votes than the Democrats had. They won in 2004, lost in 2008, lost in 2012. And so Donald Trump said, I have a solution for you. I have a new kind of politics that can be competitive. It wasn't true, but because of the freakish circumstances of the 2016 election, it looked true. And that optical illusion gave him a kind of emotional connection to the rest of the Republican Party.
Coming into a new century, a new age of media and journalism, the Republicans grew tired of losing. President Trump offered a solution. He created a new word for his method of politics: Trumpism. Trumpism is the extreme far-right ideology that attacks the freedom of the press and other key elements of democracy while normalizing violence against progressive agendas and liberal cultures. It favors full market deregulation while supporting a cult of a personality surrounding its leader, Donald J. Trump. In short, Trumpism sacrifices elements of democracy, pivoting towards fascism. Political science professor James Brent from San Jose State University discusses this theory.
I mean, it really started back in 1995 after Bill Clinton lost control of Congress. The Republicans won control of Congress. Newt Gingrich became Speaker of the House, and he sort of initiated this. That was the first time we had a governmental shutdown, and sort of this scorched earth politics began then.
The moment Trump entered the presidency, professors and historians around the world predicted his term would only end in violence.
Well, the day Donald Trump was elected, I said he's not going to leave office without violence.
Fake news is everywhere and thrives in an era when Trump's repeated attacks on mainstream media have led to a rejection of researched facts. According to survey results, from 1998 to 2020, faith in mainstream media dropped from 41% to 10% in the Republican Party. During the 2020 election, fake news received 6 times more engagement on Facebook rather than factual. In order to hope that January 6th never occurs again, and to support the democratic pillars that uphold this nation, our government needs to hold accountability for the people involved, and the public needs to learn how to properly inform themselves of news.